Welcome to this evening's game between the Cameron County Red Raiders and your Lady Gators. We're going to start off today's festivities with the Senior Day announcements, and I will hold the microphone as I'm doing the actual announcements for the game as well. So we'll start here in just a couple of seconds. No. You guys ready? Yeah, wait for the camera. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's Senior Day festivities. To open, we'd like to recognize Cameron County's two seniors. Number 2, Haley McCauley. And number 3, Maggie Abritis. Port Allegany's lone senior this year is number 32, Emily Eric. Emily is the daughter of Mark Eric and Kathy Eric. She has participated in varsity basketball for 3 years, lettering 2 years, and winning the Northern Tier League 2 years. She has been a member of varsity softball for 4 years, lettering all 4 years, and a member of the varsity club for 3 years. She has also worked to umpire community league softball games during the summer. When asked her favorite softball memory, Emily says, "I can't pick just one memory. The past 4 years on this team have brought me many memories which I will never forget." Her advice to the underclassmen: as much as you'll hear it, don't take your time on the field for granted. Unfortunately, it goes by way too fast. And please play with a winning mindset. You can say that you want to win, but you need to show it on the field. Emily's future plans are to attend the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, majoring in engineering and construction management. Emily Eric. Okay, so we're preparing to go live here. The Lady Gators are getting their senior picture with Emily Eric, and both teams have warmed up. So once the Gators are finished the pictures and get out on the field, the home plate umpire, Mr. Thomas, will tell us we're ready to go. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, and welcome to this evening's game. We're getting ready to start here as the Gators warm up. If you're just joining us, you're welcome to rewind later on after the game and watch the Senior Day festivities as the Gators honored the lone senior this year, Emily Eric. On the mound today for the Lady Gators, who are coming off a win last night over Countersport, will be Bria Wilcox. Behind the plate will be Maddie Eric, Peyton Gordon at first base, Lily O'Rourke playing second, Gianna Glasgow at short, and Bryn Evans at third. The outfield consists of Sienna Lathrop in left, Emily Eric in center, and Elena McCurvey in right. Cameron County comes in today winless in the league as they're struggling with a young team this year. Their lineup today will include the pitcher Haley McCauley leading off, center fielder Maggie Abritis batting second, Braylon Bloom, the catcher, batting third. Cleanup hitter is the third baseman Abby Olivet. Batting fifth is right fielder Cora Grovance. Batting sixth is the shortstop Chloe Farron. Batting seventh is the left fielder Carmela Dufresne. Batting eighth is the first baseman Miley Krebs. And batting ninth is the second baseman Addison McCauley. And Bria Wilcox will look in. And first pitch is outside for ball one. Ball two outside. Strike one called. Gators and Red Raiders are trying to get today's game in before the rain falls. Swing and a miss there for McCauley. Forecast is calling for scattered showers. So our hope will be it misses completely, or we get the game in prior to the rain falling as Wilcox goes to a full count here on McCauley. And McCauley fouls that one off into the tennis courts. And she'll dig back in with a full count. And ball four bounces in. So the leadoff hitter is on for the Red Raiders. That'll bring up senior Maggie Abritis. She's playing center field today. And Wilcox's first pitch is a called strike. Ball one low. McCauley takes a couple of steps, but she's going to get back. Ball two low. So 2-1 count here with no outs in the top of the first. Strike two called. And a swing and a miss for the first out for the Lady Gators. So Abritis will head back to the dugout, and Bloom will now be up. Ball one to Braylon Bloom, sorry. He's a catcher today. Ball too high. Snap throw by Maddie Eric, but McCauley's able to get back. That pitch gets past Eric. She catches a ricochet. A nice throw down to second, and that gets past Glasgow. Eric's there to back it up in center. But McCauley's going to be safe at second on the wild pitch. And a swing and a miss there for strike one. Strike two called. Full count here on Bloom. And ball four. So the second walk of the inning for the Red Raiders. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Abby Olivet. Ball called just outside. Ball two, as Bloom takes a big lead, but the Gators aren't paying much attention to her. Strike one called at the knees. And a foul tip for strike two. And Olivet fouls that one back to stay alive. And a swing and a miss for the second out of the inning, as a few raindrops start falling here at Gator Field. Strike one called as Bloom takes a big lead from first, but McCauley's still at second. Ball one, a bit low, as Cora Grovance, the right fielder, is the batter. Swing and a miss for strike two. And swing and a miss for strike three. So Wilcox strands a couple as the Gators will head to the bottom of the first with the game scored 0-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, so we head to the bottom of the first here with the Lady Gators. Sienna Lathrop leading off tonight for the Lady Gators as we try to dodge some raindrops here. And ball one's high. Haley McCauley on the mound for Cameron County. And that ball is a strike that Lathrop lines right straight back up the middle. McCauley's able to duck out of it as Lathrop has a single to lead off the game for the Lady Gators. That'll bring up Bria Wilcox. Wilcox with a swing and the miss as Lathrop steals second. And Wilcox goes down and gets that one and drives it to right field. That bounces in front of the right fielder. Wilcox is going to try to get a double out of this. She's going to get in standing up as she drives in Lathrop for the first run of the game for the Lady Gators. And that'll bring up catcher Maddie Eric for Port Allegany. DeRouche is into courtesy run for Wilcox as Eric takes a strike. That ball floats in high as DeRouche returns to second. Eric with a swing and a miss there. DeRouche is unsure. The catcher, Bloom, finds the ball as DeRouche is going to walk in standing up on the pass ball. Eric takes low for ball two. 2-2 count here. As the Gators have Joanna DeRouche at third and no outs. And ball three rolls in. Full count here for Maddie Eric. And Eric waits on that pitch and fouls it back. She stays alive. And ball four outside. Eric takes first. Gators have runners at the corners with no outs. And Elena McCurvey will be up. Kirby pops that one up. Third baseman Olivet comes in. It drops in front of her. Ball rolls foul. And it's going to be called a foul ball. So everybody will return. So one strike count here on McCurvey. Kirby waits on that one and drives it to right field. That's going to drop foul. 0-2 count now. And McCurvey drives that one to right field, also headed foul. As the Gators are trying to adjust to the speed here after Flanagan's pretty fast pitcher last night, and McCauley comes in with a slower ball. So the coaches are trying to instruct the players to be a little more patient in the batter's box. Kirby takes that one inside as Eric steals second. So runners on second and third now with a 1-2 count on McCurvey. Ball two called. Ball 3 is outside. And McCurvey works a walk out of the 0-2 count. So the Gators now have the bases loaded. And Brent Evans will be up. Evans comes off a 5 RBI game last night. And she's presented with the bases loaded, her first plate appearance tonight. Evans takes strike 1. Coach Barnett's asking what she's thinking because she's not going to see many more of them. Ball 1 called. Evans swings at a ball in the dirt for strike 2. 1-2 count now. So McCauley digs in. Evans takes that one low and inside. 2-2 count. And Evans goes down and gets that one, fouls it off. Ball 3 is over Evans' head. DeRouche thinks about coming. And the throw back is going to hit her as she gets back safe to the bag. So full count here for Evans with no outs. Bases loaded in the bottom of the first. And ball 4 bounces in. So Evans will take first as DeRouche will come in to score. And that'll bring up Gianna Glasgow. Gianna goes after the first pitch, pops it up to second. Infield fly rule called by Mr. Thomas. And that'll be 1 out for the Lady Gators with our senior Emily Eric coming up to bat. Eric takes the first pitch inside for ball 1 as her sister Maddie leads off third trying to draw a throw. Swing and a miss there from Emily as Bloom will chase down the ball. Got by her, but nobody advances and a 1-1 count. And Eric gets that one, rips it into left field. Maddie Eric will score. McCurvey comes around third, and she's going to score on the 2 RBI single for Emily Eric. Tanner fouls that one off. Alyssa Tanner's DHing today for the second baseman, Lily O'Rourke. And she drives the second pitch into the right center gap. Abritis over to field that as Tanner rounds first. And Brent Evans is going to score from second. Emily Eric takes a wide turn at third as the shortstop's holding on to the ball. Eric's going to score as the catcher drops the ball, and Tanner takes second. The ball now rolls to second. But they get the ball back to the pitcher, And Cameron County is going to take a timeout here as coach is going to call the entire field into the pitcher's mound. And so that'll make the score 6-0 for the Lady Gators with Tanner at second. And that'll bring up Peyton Gordon, the 9th batter of the inning for the Lady Gators. Gordon pops the first pitch out of play for strike one. Ball too high. As the throw back to the pitcher goes over her head, but her sister is able to pick it up at second base and get it back to her. Ball two bounces in. As Tanner takes a big lead at second but gets back. Gordon grounds that one to first. She's going to get beat out to the bag for the second out as Tanner advances to third. Krebs makes a nice play at second for the Red Raiders. And that'll bring Lathrop back up with 2 outs here. And Alyssa Tanner at third. Lathrop lined a single to center her first appearance this inning. And she takes a ball to start this at bat. Ball two, as Tanner takes a big lead from third but retreats. Ball three rolls in, gets past the catcher, but Tanner's not going anywhere. And Lathrop will dig in with a 3-0 count here. And Lathrop grounds that ball to second. Nice play there by McCauley, and she'll get her at first for the third out of the inning. So the Lady Gators send 10 batters to the plate in the bottom of the first. 6 of them score, and we'll head to the top of the second with a 6-0 lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds. So Chloe Farron, the shortstop up here for the Red Raiders to lead off the second inning. And Wilcox's first pitch is low for ball one as the wind starts to pick up here. Swing and a miss for strike one as our canopy blows away. Swing and a miss for strike two. That ball's fouled off. And Farron lines that one to left center. Lathrop almost tracks it down. She trips as the ball gets to the fence. And Farron's going to have a stand-up double. That'll bring up the left fielder, Carmela Dufresne, who swings and misses at the first pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. And strike three called on Dufresne, who I can only assume is the great niece of the famed Andy Dufresne. That'll bring up the first baseman, Miley Krebs. And she'll line the first pitch down the third base line for a foul. Wilcox's next pitch is a ball high. Strike two called. And a swing and a miss there by Krebs for the second out of the inning. And now the second baseman, McCauley, will be up. Ball one high. And McCauley grounds that one to third. Evans ranges over, comes up the throw to Gordon at first for the third out. So once again, the Red Raiders strand a runner on base as we head to the bottom of the second with the Lady Gators leading 6-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. right, Bria Wilcox will lead off the second here for the Lady Gators. Wilcox doubled on a fly ball to right field her first at bat. Takes a ball to start this plate appearance. Wilcox waits on that one and drives it to left field. Left fielder tracks it down, and she's going to drop it as Wilcox is going to head to second with a two-base error on the left fielder Dufresne. And once again, DeRouche will come in to run for Wilcox. Maddie Eric's up for the Lady Gators as DeRouche is going to advance to third on the wild pitch. Ball 2 to Eric, who walked her first plate appearance last inning. Ball 3 high. We're going to assume Coach Barnett's going to give Eric the green light here with a 6-0 lead in the second inning. But that ball's low, so Eric will take her second walk of the game. And Elena McCurvey will come up. McCurvey also walked in the first inning. As she comes up with the Gators having runners on the corners, DeRouche at third and Maddie Eric at first. Kirby digs in, and she grounds the first pitch of the shortstop. Barron comes up throwing. Ball bounces by the first baseman. McCurvey's going to be safe at first, and Eric's going to advance to third on the play. DeRouche scores. That'll make it 7-0 as Bryn Evans comes up. Evans swings and misses on the first pitch as McCurvey steals second. Evans watches that one float high for a 1-1 count. And Evans swings over that one for strike 2. Ball 2 bounces past the catcher, but Eric's going to stay at third. As Evans should be choking up here with 2 strikes. That pitch is outside for a full count. And Evans takes that one just a bit high as she walks the bases loaded, and Glasgow will be up. Gianna popped out to the second baseman in the first inning, comes up here with the bases loaded. And she swings and misses on the first pitch as Bloom knocks it down, and Eric will stay at third. Gators still trying to adjust to the speed change here as most of them are out in front of the pitch. Glasgow takes a ball there as Maddie Eric tries to draw a throw from the catcher. And Eric lines that one to third. Nice scoop there by Olivet, who steps on the bag and gets it back to the pitcher. So Glasgow will be safe on the fielder's choice as Maddie Eric scores, and Emily Eric will be up to bat. Emily Eric singled in the first inning, and she grounds the first pitch to third base. Olivette's going to tag Evans going to third, and Eric will be safe on the fielder's choice. So the Gators now have 2 outs with runners on first and second, and Alyssa Tanner coming up to bat. First pitch is high as Glasgow gets a big jump from second but retreats. Tanner singled on a line drive in the first inning. And she lines that one right back up the middle for another single. Glasgow's going to round third. The ball gets past Abritis in center. The runners are going to advance. Emily Eric takes a look at the ball. She's going to head to third at her home. And the ball gets past the catcher as Tanner stops at third. So a nice shot there by Alyssa Tanner. She'll get a couple of RBIs there on the error by the center fielder. And that'll bring up Peyton Gordon. And Gordon flies that one to center. Abritis circles under it, and she's going to squeeze it for the third out. But the Lady Gators score a couple more runs there, take a 10-0 lead as we head to the top of the third. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Top of the lineup here, Maddie. Top. So we're ready for the top of the third here. Red Raiders will have the top of the lineup up with McCauley, followed by Abritis and the other McCauley. I'm sorry, looking at the wrong list. Haley McCauley, followed by Abritis, and then Bloom. And that one, Gordon's going to dive. She's unable to secure it. And that's going to be an infield single for McCauley. And that'll bring up Abritis, who struck out in the first inning. Wilcox's pitch bounces, and McCauley's going to take second on the wild pitch. Abritis grounds that one to second. O'Rourke charges, flips it over to Gordon, who squeezes it for the first out as McCauley advances to third. And that'll bring up the catcher, Bloom, who walked her first plate appearance. Ball one high. Strike two, or I'm sorry, strike one on the swing and miss. 1-1 count. Ball two. Oh. Yeah. Swing and a miss there. 2-2 count. And strike three called. Nice pitch there by Wilcox. As Bloom will head back, and Olivet will head to the batter's box. She struck out in the first inning. Swing and a miss there by Olivet. That ball's popped up foul. So 0-2 count here on Olivet. With McCauley still at third. And a swing and a miss for strike three. So once again, Wilcox strands a runner. As the Red Raiders had one base runner each inning, but unable to score. And the Lady Gators will head to the bottom of the third, leading 10-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, so bottom of the third here. Lady Gators will have the top of the order up with Lathrop. Lathrop is 1 for 2 today with a single and a ground out. And she jumps on the first pitch to the second baseman, McCauley. And she comes up and nice throw to first for the first out. So looks like the Lady Gators got the message to jump on the first good pitch they see as Wilcox comes up. Wilcox jumps on the first pitch, lines it to left field. That's over the left fielder's head. Rolls to the fence as Wilcox is going to head to second with a stand-up double. And again, we'll have Darush coming in for the courtesy runner for Wilcox. As Maddie Eric heads to the plate. Eric has walked twice today. And she jumps on the first pitch, but it's grounded foul for strike one. Eric grounds a second one just foul down the third base line. So a quick 0-2 count here. As the left fielder Dufresne cracks the ball down. And that pitch gets over the head of everybody as Darush will take third. Ball two bounces in. Darush tries to draw the throw, but Bloom gets it back to the pitcher. So 2-2 count here on Eric. Ball short again as Darush tiptoes her way down the line. Bloom will walk her back. Darush thinks about going as the catcher's not at the plate, but she hustles back to third as the dugout giggles at her reaction. And Eric lines a 3-2 pitch to left field. Dufresne chases that down. She gets the ball in as Eric takes a big turn but heads back to first on the RBI single. That'll bring up McCurvey. Kirby walked and reached on an error. And she watches the first pitch cross for strike one. Kirby swings and misses on the second pitch as Eric takes second and the throw gets into center. Eric's going to head to third. She's going to round it and sees that the ball's still in the outfield. She's going to come home and she's going to be safe on the throwing error as the Gators now take a 12-0 lead with no outs. And McCurvey fouls that one off on the 0-2 count. And ball outside. Kirby digs in. And ball two rolls to the backstop. As the Gators have one out. Base is empty. 12-0 lead. And that'll be ball four. I missed a pitch there somewhere. Sorry, folks. But McCurvey will be at first. And Bryn Evans will be up. Evans has also walked twice today. So McCauley looks in for the sign as Evans digs in. Evans takes the first pitch low as McCurvey's going to steal second. Ball two low. Kirby with a big lead at second. She's going to walk back to the base. And ball three. Nice scoop there by the catcher as McCurvey heads back again. So 3-0 count here on Evans. Again, I'm assuming Coach Barnett's going to give everybody the green light today. That's going to be ball four as Evans takes her third walk of the day. That'll put runners at first and second with Glasgow up. Gianna's 0 for 2, but she's got a couple of runners on base with one out. And she grounds the first ball under the third baseman's glove. McCurvey's going to round third and head home on the RBI single by Glasgow. That'll make it 13-0 in favor of the Lady Gators with Emily Eric coming up to bat. Eric is 1 for 2 today as the Lady Gators celebrate her senior day. She jumps on the first pitch and grounds it up the middle. That's going to be an RBI single as the center fielder Brightest gets over quickly to grab it. Glasgow's going to head to third as Eric's going to take second as the ball rolls around the infield and Glasgow's going to score. That's going to make the score 15-0. And that's going to be the ball game, folks. And that'll be the 15-run rule here in the third inning as the Lady Gators take the 15-0 win over Cameron County. The Gators will not be in action tomorrow. They were scheduled to have a doubleheader with Gailton, but Gailton has forfeited all their games this week due to lack of players. So the Gators will add a couple of wins to their total tomorrow without actually playing a game. They'll be back in action next Monday or Tuesday. Sorry, I can't remember which, but Otto Eldred's next up on the schedule as they look to get a little revenge for the loss to Otto Eldred earlier in the year. So keep an eye out. We'll let you know for sure which day they play next week. And as the raindrops start to fall, we'll say good night and go